You're tuned in to Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey, and this is the 12th annual Capital Jazz SuperCruise. We are here in Honduras. We are having an amazing time, and I have Jarrod Lawson with me right now. How are you doing, Jarrod?
I'm good. How you doing, Jodine?
I am good. Jarrod, you must be out of breath, tired, because he is performing almost every night.
Well, I just woke up about 15 minutes ago, so if that tells you anything.
Yeah, I
Is it
can
all
imagine.
possible?
I can imagine. I mean, seriously though, you have been working your tail off. You had a performance, and then you're doing the piano bar.
Yeah.
How's it been going for you so far?
It's been really good.
Mhm.
It's been really, really fun, as always.
Mm-hmm.
The sweetest people ever
Yes.
seem to gravitate to this particular cruise.
Yes.
I always feel really well received when I come here.
And
Feel
it's
like
so
part of the
good to have
family.
you back too.
Oh, thank you. It's great to see
Yes.
you. Great to see all these, friendly folks.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me, the last time we talked, I want to say, when was the last time you were on the Capital Jazz Super Cruise?
I don't want to say it was either 2013 or 14, right?
And the last time we talked, you were just putting out your album,
Yes.
your first album, and you were just getting into the tour circuit, not even there yet.
Right.
And now you've been all over the world, international tours all over the place. I
Yep.
see you're performing here and there, doing festivals, and just gaining a whole new audience.
Yeah.
Tell me about this growth.
It's been an incredible past 4 or 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
I could not have anticipated what was coming, honestly.
Right.
After I put out that first record, I took off on 2 back-to-back tours that took me through, 20 some countries or something. I just got back from China and Australia.
Oh my gosh, China?
I've been all over the place now. It's
Wow.
crazy.
How was it in China?
It was a very, very interesting experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you can say about it.
Interesting is probably the best word. It's a mixed sort of bag of it's so historically rich, and yet it's such an isolated.
It's so
place
isolated,
still,
right?
It still feels very isolated. They don't have access to Google and YouTube and all these things that we have access to. So there's kind of this huge gap between my reality and these people's reality.
Right.
So trying to find some common ground can be difficult.
But how do they even know? So I'm curious on how they received you, because we all know, and super cruisers and Capital Jazz followers know, you could see Japan.
Yeah.
We get it. Like there's a blue note in Japan.
Yeah.
Japan, they well received
Sure.
jazz all over the place. But China,
Yeah.
you never really hear of jazz. A lot of jazz artists going to China. So I don't even know how you would be received in China.
Right. Well, actually, surprisingly, they have a Blue Note there, and that's where I played in
Okay.
Beijing. I did two nights in Beijing at the Blue Note there,
Okay.
and it was well received.
Well received. Good.
People are a little more stoic there, I feel,
Uh-huh.
but it did draw, because it's the Blue Note. It kind of draws a more international crowd.
Right.
So
Blue Note has a name for itself.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
anybody who lives in the area or might be traveling in the area that's from wherever, Germany or Japan, or a lot of those people came to the show.
Right.
So that kind of helped to liven it up a little bit.
Got it. So tell me about you, and not only working for yourself, but working with other artists as well, because you've
Yeah.
been doing some projects for other artists as well.
Yeah, for sure. Namely, I work with Tahira Memory, of course, who's she's been singing background vocals for me for the past 5 years. We co-produced her first record, and we've been working actually really hard on her second record these past few months.
Okay.
So that's coming soon, and it sounds really, really good.
And are you producing? Or are you also writing with her? What do you do?
This particular record, she's completely. She's producing this record all on her own.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which
Okay.
she should do. She's got an incredible musical production mind, and I've just been kind of, she has these lyrics and these melodies, and I just come in with a piano and try stuff out until she says, "Yep, that's it."
Got it. And talking about second albums,
Yeah,
when are we gonna get the Jarrod Lawson second album? When is that coming?
that's a really good question. I'm really hoping within the next year I'm gonna wrap this one up.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
started working on it now?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
been in the works for several years already. So.
When you're working on the second album and you're traveling as much as you are right now, what's influencing or what's creating that creative spark for you?
When I'm traveling specifically,
When you're traveling.
I'll be honest with you. I don't always feel super creative when I'm traveling.
Oh.
I feel like I gather experiences while I'm traveling. You know, I'm taking it in, kind of opening myself up,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's usually long after I go home, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get back into my
Zone.
my zone, exactly.
What's
Kind of
that
get back into
zone?
my
What's that Jarrod
homeostasis.
zone?
It's kind of letting everything else go for a minute. I kind
Mm.
of hide out for a while.
Okay.
I don't call many people for a minute. You know, I really, I
I
kind of got to
love
go
that.
back to that space for me to get to my homeostasis, sort of. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
and then the creative juices start flowing
Okay. Is
after I've,
Portland still home?
yes,
Portland's still home. Nice.
yes, ma'am.
And how's Portland doing for you? How's it treating you?
It's treating me all right.
Good.
I love
Good.
it there. It's got its issues like every other city.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the most particularly diverse city on
Mm-hmm.
the face of the
Yeah.
earth,
Yeah.
but it does have its strong points.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So, Jarrod, what's next for you? What do you have going on after you get off the Super Cruise?
I'm gonna get home. I'm really gonna start cracking away on this next record.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get it finished up. Help Tahira finish up her record.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my main two priorities right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a short tour actually to the East Coast just shortly after I get home.
Oh, good.
In Atlanta.
Okay.
I've got a couple of shows in Miami actually.
Wait, you calling all
It's-
my hometowns? Atlanta, Miami. Are you hitting DC?
I was supposed to hit DC and it got canceled for some reason.
Come on, DC. Come on, DC.
I don't
Stop
think it was DC's fault.
Okay.
Some kind of logistical issue. It just fell
Okay.
through. But,
Okay.
But yeah, I try to make the rounds.
Are you
every
coming
once
up
in
to
a
New
while.
York at all?
I'm not on this particular run.
Oh,
Are you living in New York now?
I'm in New York now.
Okay,
I'm
I
in
didn't realize
Brooklyn.
that.
I'm in Brooklyn. So
Okay.
yeah. So next time you come, next time you come up to Brooklyn, you gotta let me know.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if you haven't seen Jarrod Lawson perform live, you are shorting yourself. Because your live experiences, it just takes you away. It just takes you away. So I appreciate
you.
all that you do for the music and for the art of
I
what you do.
appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. So how do people keep in contact with you? How do we know where to find you?
JarrodLawsonMusic.com is my main website.
Mhm.
You can purchase any of my merchandise through there. It'll redirect you to Bandcamp, but
nice.
that's kind of the best way to go.
And we can hear you on Spotify and the streaming services
Absolutely,
as well.
yeah.
Okay.
Apple Music, anywhere that, yeah,
Anywhere you stream
anywhere
music.
that music is,
Mhm.
my albums will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, on
Mhm.
Instagram. I don't manage it as diligently as I should, but
Because you're working. We're going to
Yeah,
chalk it up
yeah.
to he's working. He's on a piano somewhere. He's kind of creating music. He don't have
Right.
time for all the Instagram shenanigans like I
right.
do.
I need to hire somebody.
Okay. So now if people are interested in working for Jarrod Lawson,
Right.
that's awesome.
For free?
For free.
No.
Let's just stop. We're not gonna put that out there. But anywho, Jarrod, thank you so much for being part of the Super Cruise. It's always good to have you here. It's always good to have your energy in the piano room and people just pop up and surprise and sing along with you. And you're so fluid with it. I just don't even know how to describe it. It's an experience you've got to see for yourself.
No, thank you so much, Jodine.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that.
This is Jarrod Lawson. He's on the 12th annual Super Cruise, Capital Jazz Super Cruise. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey, and you are tuned in to Capital Jazz TV.